We turn to the latest on the turmoil in Iran. Here's Elizabeth Palmer.
When it turned off the internet, Iran's regime hoped to suppress pictures like these. But they leaked out anyway. Bullet-riddled bodies of protesters. More than 3,000, by some estimates, killed in a lethal crackdown by an apparently panicked regime. Sanam Vakil is an Iran analyst.
But I think that they were desperate and did whatever it took to exert control on the streets.
So this was all about not being pushed out of power?
Absolutely. Probably there was a calculation internally that if they didn't go from 0 to 100 and quickly, that these protests would become something severe.
The cost of living and years of anger over Iran's clerical rule sparked the protest. And at the outset, President Trump warned the U.S. might intervene.
I tell the Iranian leaders, you better not start shooting because we'll start shooting too.
But a few days later, he'd backed off.
Iran canceled the hanging of over 800 people. They were going to hang over 800 people yesterday. And I greatly respect the fact that they canceled that.
Without U.S. support, the mass uprising collapsed. Tehran's streets were quiet. Our regime enforced business as usual. But this may turn out to be a breaking point.
Ticking bomb?
I think so. Iran has experienced a series of protests every few years, and each protest has become more powerful, more potent, more violent. So yes, this is a ticking time bomb, but the government still retains the monopoly of force, and it's not afraid to use it.
So what next?
I do think U.S. strikes are still very much on the table. Just because Donald Trump didn't keep his word and support the protesters last week doesn't mean there won't be some other reason to strike Iran. And I think that the regime knows that.
Iran's government has now cranked up its propaganda machine. The supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, called the protests an American conspiracy and blamed the unrest squarely on Israel and the CIA. At the end of a tragic 2 weeks, thousands of Iranians have lost everything. And the regime has won, at least for now.